Try again. Try again. Try again. Oh, goodness. Get started. Maybe today. I ran over my shawl. That I sit on my chair. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. It's a secret! Alright, so. Anyway. As you can see, blue. Yeah, that's an inside joke. You're not gonna get it. Don't worry. Anyway. We're doing this right this time. Yes. I tried to do this before, and it didn't work out because I had the wrong title. I thought I changed it. No, I didn't. This is not what happened at all. I mean, I did. Just, it didn't stick. So, here we are, back again, with a proper title. At least one that's relevant. Yeah. And it's not even all that I put up. It just said, you've reached your character limit, no more. And I was like, oh, okay. Alright. It's what we're doing. So, this is Wildheart. If you were, I don't know, fortunate is not the right word. But if you happened to catch the previous one, the title was wrong too. My setup wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. As you can see, I've got this nice little backdrop. Yes, I made that. It was actually sitting in my line of sight, and I was like, that might be what we need to start making stuff on. And I'm like, it might be. It might be. Is this like permanent? No, probably not. Because this actually has a really specific use, and it's not for this. But I needed something on my desk so that you couldn't see through it, because this is the trouble with having a glass top desk. You are going to see through the desk. And I've got I don't know, a lot of stuff under my desk. And then more importantly, right, I've got the light on, so one I can see, and you can see, and then it reflects off the desk, which is a problem because it's distracting and it's all I can see. Because I do try to glance at the camera and the chat and make sure that if anybody pops in, I catch them. So here we are. We're taking a break from the brioche KAL because I only have 3 rounds before it's picture time again. And I didn't want to do a really short stream of literally just me doing 3 rounds and then stopping. And so I decided what's going to happen is I'll do that, later, tomorrow, tonight. I don't know. Pardon me. And this, on the other hand, I have to finish this go round. I'm on this. Oh goodness. I'm on the second of, I think, 5 go rounds. So, I've got some time. Yeah. Now this is the Wildheart shawl. It is by, and I'm gonna say the person's name wrong, I'm sure. Janine Callio of Woolenberry. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, there's a little button on my channel somewhere that says, hey look, Instagram. Maybe I should actually title it, hey look, Instagram. It says Instagram, with the letters alternately capitalized because I'm a weirdo. Anyway, I posted about it, which was the other thing I forgot to do. I was like, oh, aren't you going to announce your project time? And I'm like, shit, yeah, no, I was going to do that. By the way, we're late. I should have been here like 2 hours ago, and that's not what happened. What was I doing? I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, I updated my phone. That's one of the things I did. I was watching Polaroid, which apparently I've watched already, because I'm now realizing, like, I watched the beginning of it, and I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't seem familiar. And then it got to the movie proper, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, I know this. Okay. I don't remember what happens. I mean, I remember the premise. It's a bad time. But that's it. That's all I got. I watched Don't Breathe 2. That did not go where the hell I thought it was going to go. Apparently, I'm disturbed because I had some like sinister suppositions. And the story was sinister. It really was. It just was not going the direction I thought it was going. And look, so here's the funny thing. The main character, who's in Don't Breathe and Don't Breathe 2, is also in a version of The Monkey's Paw, which now I'm going to watch again. And if it's on TV still, I'm going to find it and watch it. Anyway, I have no idea what the actor's name is. But in that, he is a creepy weirdo. And I got to tell you, he's convincing. He really is. I'm not going to ruin it for you. I'm not going to tell you anything about this movie. Okay? I'm not going to do that because I'm not that kind of person. But it's easy to kind of feel, I think, a little conflicted about this guy. Because at one point, you're like, oh, this person is being victimized, right? And then the tables get turned. I don't think it's really ruining it for, because it's pretty damn quick that it happens. All right. And at some point, I feel like, whoa. Now, to be fair, there's and this is where you get conflicted, I think. To be fair, it is super easy, I think, to... I miscounted something. Sorry. There we go. I think it's really easy to want to take his side. And then, like, shit hits the fan, and you're like, what? Whoa, dude. Whoa, was not prepared for that. So then I'm just like, I don't know what to feel right now, because wow, just wow. All right, like seriously. It's fair though. Like, the way the tables are turned, I don't know that, like, you should feel bad for the guy anymore. Like, you should feel bad for everybody else. But again, I mean, these people weren't in the right. So, like, I'm trying not to ruin it. Anyway, totally worth watching. I think it's a bit of a thriller. It's got a fucked up ending. If I recall correctly, it's been a while. I haven't seen it in a while. I didn't even know they were going to make a second one. And I got to tell you, the second one is on par with the levels of what the hell is this? Like, I really didn't see that coming. Now, that's not saying anything, okay? For real. Because I don't ever see it coming. Ever. Ever. And just, wow. Woo, okay then. So it's worth watching if you can get down with holy shit, then yes. If you are the sensitive type, or like revenge and vengeance and like screwed up situations are not your thing, yeah, I wouldn't watch that if I were you. Um, let's just be honest here. I'm always curious. I am a bit of a vengeful harpy myself, but you know, that's just me. So, it just gives me this glorious idea. Anyway, so here I am, working on this. This is one of the few things that I make for myself. This is actually part of a knit along. I said to knit friend, it's like, hey, do you want to do another make along? Let's do a knit along. I have enough yarn for this. Do you have enough yarn for this? Answer, I don't know if the answer was yes or like I can get enough yarn for it, because it's a shawl and it's not a ton of yarn. I can't exactly remember what the answer was, but yes ended up being the answer. However we got to yes, the answer was yes. So anyway, we started it, and I decided each of the sections where it repeats. So we got this lace part, we're working on a garter stitch part, there was a garter stitch before that, there was another lace part before that. Wherever all that stuff was with the sections. And I think, let's see, I think I have the paper with me. I got it, it's 21 sections is what I divided up into. So it's lengthy, okay? And it slowly grows on one side and shrinks on the other. So that gives it a kind of scaling triangle. I feel like I'm the only one who uses that term, because I don't know, but that's absolutely what it is. I think other people call it offset, and I'm like, sure, it is offset, but it's also scaling, okay? Just come on now. Anyway, I won't call this mindless knitting. The Linus is much more mindless than this, which is, that one's also for me. But, and incidentally, this is some Madeline Tosh Merino Light. Yeah, if you want to know all the deets about the pattern and the maker and the yarn and the needles I'm using, you need to go over to my Instagram post, like it's there. But anyway, rabbits. Brain just like stopped. Anywho's it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. That's just great. So here we are. Here we are doing this. I've watched Wonder Woman 1984 today. Finally. The sheer amount of 80s that was in that movie was painful. Okay? I was born in the 80s, and I was young enough to not remember pretty much any of it. Plus, yay, brain just didn't hold on to stuff. So I'm not upset about that. I gotta be honest with you. And watching it, it physically hurt. It really did. I was just like, what is going on right now? Let me say, Kristen Wiig is in it. I was not sure in that. I had heard something about her being an antagonist in something, and I was just thinking to myself, there's no way. Kristen Wiig is goofy and silly. She's in I think she's in Bridesmaids or something like that. Some movie where she's like the best friend, and she kind of gets passed over, which she does that role really, really well. Like, and there's a little element of that in her character in this, and she went like full on bad, and I was like, wow, fucking bravo, because was there. I was believing that she was evil. Okay. Um, and like, there's different kinds of eagle, whatever. Um, really, like, seriously though. So bravo. Like, seriously, I just, wow. I don't really have words, apparently. And that aside, oh god, the 80s. Oh god, the 80s. It hurt so much. It hurt. It hurt so much. Like, wow. Which I think is why I kept watching movies. What did I watch? I also watched World War Z, the extended cut, which there's like extra bits in it. Okay, like for real, there are. I don't remember like the major differences. Like, I think they, okay, look, don't 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 come for me with this, okay? I get it. If it's longer, that means there's extra scenes. Yes, yes, I know that's what that means. But like, all it was some incidental stuff that was a little longer. Like, they panned around a little more, right? Nothing nothing groundbreaking or miraculous. I mean, there's nothing, I think, really that was added to the story by having those extra bits in. And I don't even know how much extra time it was. It might not have been that much time. But it doesn't matter. I've watched it and I watched it again. Like I said, I started Polaroid, which I've already seen. I started Christopher Nolan's, was it Batman Begins? I started it and I was like, oh, I'm not feeling this. So I stopped. Right around the time where he tells Liam Neeson's character, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this thing because I don't think that's right. Hello, moral fiber. So that happened. And then I was like, I've seen all these movies. I have, and I'm already bored. I'm like, okay, let's watch something else. Which I think is where World War Z came in. I put a bunch of stuff on my watch list because apparently that's like super gratifying, right? It's why my Netflix queue is so long. I'm gonna watch this stuff. I'm gonna watch it. I promise I'm gonna watch it. But yeah. So here we are. What did I add to my thing? I'm thinking I might. Oh yeah, so speaking of extended cuts, I watched the extended Lord of the Rings, and I was talking to a friend about it, and they were like, "That's the only version I've seen." And I'm like, "I've never seen this version," and so I'm like looking at all this, and we were talking back and forth about it. I'm like, how, like, yeah, this whole like party scene, this extended party, and none of that was in the one that I saw, and like, honestly, again, everything that was cut out, for the most part, I don't really think you miss anything for the story. Like, I think there's some extended scenes with Treebeard. There's some extended scenes with Bilbo's party at the very beginning. And like stuff like that where it was just like, I mean, sure, this is longer, but if you didn't tell us all this, it really wouldn't have mattered. Like, it really wouldn't have. So there's that. I saw Hereditary was on TV, and so was Midsommar. I've already watched Midsommar, but Hereditary was also done by the same, I think it's the director. It's Ari Aster. And apparently he does Disturbing really well. So yeah, that's going to happen at some point. I kind of want to pay attention to that, though. So, best if I don't, try to do too many other things while I'm doing that. Best if I don't. I really want some Pop-Tarts. There was a Linda Carter moment in Wonder Woman 1984. Absolutely. That was great. That was That was great. I really liked that cameo. If you don't know who Linda Carter is, shame on you. Just shame on you. It was glorious though. The story was fine. It was fine. Like it was fine. And it was like I don't know. It was like a good cautionary tale, anecdote, kind of situation. It was really weird seeing all of the Amazons again because, like, you saw them at the beginning of Wonder Woman, and she left the Themyscira, and you didn't see them again, and so, um, yeah, like that happened, and so it was just really strange. It's really strange seeing Hippolyta and everybody, and it was can't think of. I know Robin Wright is one of the actresses, but I can't remember her freaking her name. That's terrible. Um, but the story kind of came from full circle. There was like, I mean, it was related. Okay, it was absolutely related. But you also could have said, "Oh, okay, this has what to do with this?" Like it was there. Um, it's very interesting though. So that happened. I don't know what else I added to my watch list. Like, I know I added a bunch of stuff, and I have no idea what any of it is. I'm trying to remember to take the stuff off as I watch it. Like, I do the same thing with my Netflix queue. When I actually do watch something, I know, it's terrible. When I actually do watch something, really, just really, don't judge me. Oh my gosh. So, anyway. Was it? Have I watched anything? I think we're all dead, or they're all dead. I think I started watching that, and it required a little too much attention. Like I didn't have the bandwidth to pay it that much attention. Okay. So yeah. So we're on, I think, what is it? This will be the third of 5. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get through all these. Now, don't ask me what happened here. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Like, this is coming from where? Like, this is center pull, okay, right? But like, what is this? Like, did I pull this out of? Apparently, I did, and I don't remember doing any of that. Anyway. Here we go. I'm not going to say that this is the most interesting thing to watch, but I got to say, hey, look, you're here, you're watching, so it can't be the worst. So I was supposed to go out. Supposed to go out for a date. Okay, so I guess we're going to do story time. I was supposed to go out, I'm going to be honest with you. Last week was trash. And I've decided, apparently I don't want to see people, like, any more than necessary. This is nothing against anybody specifically. I mean, technically, yes, because it's some of my coworkers that are the problem, who I have to see, basically every damn day. Anyway. Apparently my bandwidth for, like, social functions has reached, like, nil. And I gotta be honest with you, this may be a couple microns above that to begin with. And just whatever wherewithal I had, yeah, it's gone now. Got no chill for like hanging out with people. I think there's like one person on the planet that I know, like by name, that could probably, without a shadow of a doubt, like talk me into hanging out, and that's friend. Everybody else, yeah, fuck y'all. I don't even know that work friend could convince me to hang out. Like I don't think they could do it. Um, yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. So there's that, and I don't know. I've been feeling some kind of way about it. So I don't want to hang out. I don't want to do anything, right? Um, I've had some people pop back in my life, which it's always an odd little thing. Like, I've had this happen a couple times, and I was just like, okay, so good on you for being honest, bro. All right, I guess. But can you hear yourself? So I've had a couple people, like 2 or 3 people, say to me, they're like, oh, hey, actually, I can think of one in specific. Look, I don't remember anything else about this guy, okay? Like, so I have this thing where whatever app I'm using, if we match, short of you being absolutely abhorrent, like just trash person, you stay in my inbox, okay? I know I'm not the only one who does it. I'm just too lazy to delete anybody. Now I've started trying to go through and all the conversations that are just like dead, just deleting them and like unmatching, right? Not reporting, not blocking anybody, just we're not talking. You don't need to take up digital space. So fine. Decluttering, if you will. And I've had a couple of people that like have just like they just poofed, they just disappeared. They didn't say, hey, this is not for me, hey, I meant somebody else. Like just radio silence, absolutely, in every way. And didn't unmatch me, by the way, just stopped talking. And one of them was like, oh, hey, you still there? I just got out of a relationship. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? I didn't say any of this. I just thought it real loud. I was just like, what? Like, okay, again, good bully for you for being honest. However, all I could think was, can you hear yourself? Are you a walking red flag, or is this just like a me thing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I said to them. I don't know that I did say anything. I'm pretty sure they're not in my inbox anymore, though. I probably was like, yeah, I'm gonna go now. And look, it's not really that I care about being passed over, right? Whatever. To quote my mentor, if you're not a hell yes, then you're a hell no. I'm probably a hell no for a lot of people. Right? Just let's be real here. But I just realized that this right here, this mat, it's upside down. Anyway. I can't fix it because I don't want to have to deal with the whole camera blah 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 setup. So anyway, commit. Yeah, that happened. I had somebody else. This actually happened recently. They were like, "Oh, I got a new phone, or I broke my phone, or I lost my phone, which means I lost your number. So hey, I've missed talking to you." And look, I have obviously grown, okay, as a person. Or my reaction times are shit. I don't, whatever works. Right? Because in my head, I was like, what conversations is this person talking about? Like, I'm entertaining and interesting. And yeah, no, that's true. That is absolutely true. But I could not think of any like ongoing conversations with this person that I've found interesting, enlightening, enlivening, or just even worth having. Like, I could have not talked to this person and been just fine. And so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know whether I just look great by comparison, which is that's bad. Oh, that's bad, sir. Or whether their conversations with other people are that bad or that non-existent. That is a possibility, and I dare say that might be the ding 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 ringer. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I was looking at my phone puzzled, okay? Fucking puzzled. I'm like, what are they talking about? What do you mean? Which is something that gets said at work a lot, which is funny. I not the damnedest clue, okay? Like, for real. So, I didn't say anything. I exercised a little bit of couth. I don't have a whole lot, but I might have used up February's supply, I gotta be honest with you. But yeah. I don't even know, like, I can't even remember anything else in this exchange. I think my answers were probably like, okay, whatever you say, guy. That sounds like probably what I said. And here's the sad part. That's the nicest thing I could think to say. But just really, like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? I don't know. So I remember I said this a couple streams ago, maybe more than that, how we're gonna probably randomly do story time because it's funny and it'll make, I guess, the stream a little more interesting. I think it's funny anyway. And then I was thinking to myself, it'd be really bad if anybody who's part of story time comes across the stream and I'm like, oh yeah, no, that would be really bad. And I'm like, I'm not naming anybody. Like, nobody's given name, right? Nobody's scream name even. And like, if you were there, okay, like everything but, you might know who you are, right? But for the most part, I think most of these are innocuous enough situations that you wouldn't know, okay? So I think we might be safe. Now, we can also just decide that I have 0 fucks to give. Okay, we can decide that. And the fact that I'm not, like, calling you out, showing screenshots, just, there you go. You get to live on anonymity on the internet. You are a punchline, but you did kind of do it to yourself, okay? Like, for real. So yeah, I was supposed to have a coffee date. So here, let's go through that. Okay. So this person invites me out. All right. Now, my, like, honestly, my answer, my real answer to that is probably for, like I said, everybody. No, I'm good. Not interested. But I said, no. You cannot complain. You cannot complain about being single and not meeting somebody if you do not actually go and meet people. And I'm like, yeah, shut up. Nobody asked you. So, yeah, that's friend in my head giving me a look. So, all right. I say yes. They invited me out to a meal. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I fast a lot, like most of the day. Technically not fasting right now because snackosaurus. Um, but yeah, I fast for most of the day. So inviting me out to a meal is not really the greatest idea. Okay. Here's my hot take dating tip. Okay. I'll tell you what my favorite way to meet someone that will actually encourage me to do it. Tea or coffee date. Okay, now here's why. And look, I think that we can all guess why, but for those of you who are not in the know, who haven't considered this, maybe you don't drink tea or coffee, and so it doesn't occur to you that this is even an option. You can also go out for juice, like smoothie, like whatever beverage. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing, right? You can make tea or coffee last a while. You can get a refill. Okay, you can get a really big cup, and yes, we're talking about going to Starbucks. But yeah, sure, you could just get more than one cup of coffee. Okay, like you could do that. You can make that date last, or you can make it brief as hell and like suck down your beverage, and then use that as a way to end the meeting. Like seriously. And look, this I don't think this is rocket science. Okay, I'm sure I'm not the only one who knows or does this. But it's low pressure, okay? Those kinds of dates usually happen, in the morning to the early afternoon, right? So you don't have like the pressure of like looking your absolute best and like going all out and all that you would with dinner, okay? And who the hell goes out to breakfast? That's weird. Breakfast is like day after, morning after, yeah. That's a good time for breakfast. That's a great time for breakfast. Lunch, I think, is an awkward, weird time. I mean, lunch could work, but when I have lunch, I am not trying to be around somebody that I might not want to be around. I want to enjoy the experience, which means I'm better off eating by myself. One of the guys I work with, notwithstanding, okay, because he's a cool guy and we'll sit there and shoot the shit, and we'll also stop talking and play on our phones, and because we're not sitting like together, we're sitting in close proximity. Like it's not we're having lunch together. It's like I'm eating, he's eating, and we're eating at the same time in the same room. Like it's just two friends, right, hanging out, which is why it's pleasant, because the conversation doesn't need to be had. Like we can just like stop having conversation, and it's not fucking weird because it's not like a thing. Okay, it's not a thing. And the tea and the coffee is, here's the other thing. I like to go Dutch. Okay, now etiquette says, by the way, right? Etiquette states, if you invite someone out, you are paying for it. Now look, I get it. I'm an elder millennial and I'm ridiculous. What the hell ever. That is actually how that works. Right? Just like when somebody says pass the salt, you pass the salt and pepper, damn it. Not they go together, okay? Don't. They go together. Just stop it. Anyway, I've gotten into fights with people over that one. So yeah. All right. They invited me out to dinner though, and I was just like, oh. And here's the thing. I said yes. I didn't want to say yes. I said yes. And then immediately my brain was like, you don't want to do this. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, can you get out of this? I'm like, you could, but you're going to be an asshole if you do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be an asshole, but I didn't really want to do it to begin with. And I'm like, yeah, but again, if you don't go out, you can't complain about not meeting anybody. Shut your damn mouth. Nobody asked you. So here we are. The day comes around. Nothing is said by the person. That, look, we have had some idle chit-chat conversation, like, through the week, okay? So it's not like there was radio silence with this person, all right? That's not what was happening. They didn't address anything. And then at the last minute, they were like, oh, hey, did you still want to hang out? And I was like, what? Like, wait a minute. Like, what? What? Should I have feelings about that? Okay, like for real. Like, I don't know. I'm not in charge of this outing. Okay, I'm not, and I'm not going to take charge of this outing because I'm not interested in doing that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. If I was in charge of this outing, though, like we would have hammered out all those details. Like, I do not leave shit up in the air. Okay, that's not what would have happened. And I gotta tell you, I don't have a great feeling if this is the way this person handles things. Okay, because that kind of tells me that you're also not enthusiastic about hanging out, which is fine, right? To each their own. But if you're not really feeling it, why are you? Why? Like, why the song and dance? And look, I don't want to hear anything from any of y'all. I'm of the mind that I would just say no to everybody, okay? And I'm trying to fight that, okay? Like, I really, really am. So don't say nothing. Just quiet down. Pipe down. But I'm really confused here. Like, mixed signals or, I don't know, something like that. Is that what the kids say? I don't fucking know. But this vibe is weird. Now, okay, let's remember, friends, I don't have any couth, okay? Every now and then I can find some, like in the back of a drawer, right? But generally speaking, no. So here's the thing. I don't want to bring this up. Because if I bring this up, I'm going to be coming at the situation with a sledgehammer when it probably needs a screwdriver, all right? I'm not really one to mince words. Like, if I want to know, I'm just yeah, we're just gonna go for it, like head first into a wall if need be. I understand that there's probably that's probably not the best way to handle it, but my neurodivergent brain is like, don't function that way. Why wouldn't we handle this? Like, we want to know. Why wouldn't we just blatantly in your fucking face ask? And I'm like, well, one reason is because most people can't handle that. And I'm like, well, if you can't handle that, I don't think you should be talking to me, right? Right? Do we see the point? Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Now, here's the other conundrum. Okay, like y'all are getting to like learn way too much about this situation, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. This is where it gets sticky. Yeah, why are you all sticky? It is my natural inclination, apparently, because my social anxiety has like ratcheted up a bit. Somehow. Can't think of why. Pandemic. Sorry. Had some bullshit in my throat. Sorry. Damn panini. Fucking perpendicular. Screw that shit. It's not in my nature to want to even like do stuff. And it's gotten worse. Okay. And I'm acknowledging that it's gotten worse. Am I going to do anything about it? Oh, probably not. Probably definitely not. Why? Because generally speaking, I'm not perturbed by this. Like, I have friends. I don't need more. If I never make another friend for the rest of my life, I'll be just fucking fine. Do I have like a friend quota? I mean, no, I don't. I don't have a friend quota. I just don't need any more. Like, I'm good with the amounts that we've got going on. Okay. So, I don't need people in my life that don't serve a specific purpose. That sounds awful, but there it is. Now, the thing with it is, again, I cannot complain or fuss about not meeting Bay, whoever they end up being, if I don't meet people, right? Like, you can't complain about the problem if you're actively, like, making it worse, all right? Look, and so every time I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I remind myself of this. I'm like, remember, this is a problem you want to solve. And I'm like, yeah. Shut the ever-loving hell up. Nobody asked you. And my brain's like, I don't care. I'm like, you're a jerk. Yeah, I have these conversations with myself. So anyway. So, I have another funny story. I don't know if it's funny. It's actually mildly disturbing, but I think that makes for a good story. So the conundrum is, I don't want to do anything, but I have to. But at what point do I really not want to do something? At what point is it actually like something I should pay attention to? And you know what? I don't know. I do not know. And like usually, like there's no glaring offensiveness to this person. I mean, inability to like plan and orchestrate things aside, which I gotta tell you is kind of a hell no for me. I don't have like a whole lot against their personality. Although, upon further thought, they seem to make a lot of matter of fact assumptions, like statements like, oh, well, yeah, no, that's not really how that is. And I'm like, it is for me, and I'm talking from my point of view and experience about something that I am in fact experiencing. So yeah, no, that's exactly how it is. That's not what I'm saying to this person. Okay, again, sometimes I can hold my tongue. Sometimes. Most of the time I can't, but every now and then I manage. Okay, so here's the thing. I think they asked me today. Like, by the way, we were supposed to have another meetup today, and yeah. So I guess we're gonna backtrack a little bit. Last week was a pile of just awful. Okay, the level of like frustrated and irritated that I was like come Saturday was really, really, really high. I had it out with someone just about, like, not necessarily for real, but just about. It looked like someone was trying to stiff me. Okay. And that is, that's a no. That's a serious no. Not wise. It was a misunderstanding. It got cleared up. But, like, it raised my blood pressure. It about gave me, like, the beginning of a panic attack. I had only sunshine there to deal with. It was really slow that day. And I'm not upset because I think if it had been fast-paced and I had been dealing with that would have been a nightmare. And I absolutely would have lost my shit. Again, good on me. Brenda did not burn bridge. Brenda wanted to. Oh, Brenda was ready. Okay, so just put a pin in this for a second. Brenda is what I call my borderline. Deborah is my depression, and Agnes is my anxiety. Yeah, that's everybody who's got a name. Also, then there's Brian. Is my brain when it's like thinking, like functioning. Um, Brandon is my not thinking brain. Okay. All right, we all tracking? All right. Anyway. Um so yeah. So yeah. I I was just like, I mean, okay. I'm over this. Now, like I said, Brenda did not grab the wheel. Oh, she was trying to. She was reaching over from the passenger side, just trying to yank us off the damn road. It was going to be bad. So go me for being able to get through that situation and not just lose all of my chill. Yeah, I was about to burn the bridge with me on it and light a cigarette off of it and just say, with a fucking cocktail in my hand, say, fuck all of y'all, I don't fucking care. Like, I did in fact tell the person, I cannot deal with this. And part of it was because, look, I was at the day job. I was trying to focus, and I do not need any more stress or strain. And I was already freaked out about other shit that I did not like. This was not helping, which is really was like this was the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It was no. It was hell no. So yeah. And then they called me, which, let me tell you, I don't recommend talking to me when I'm like this. I don't. You need to let me breathe and give me some space. Because if you push me when I am not in a good headspace, you will not like my reaction. And look, I'm being triggered. And I'm telling you, hey, back off. And you're not listening. If you get body slammed, I gotta tell you, I told you to back the fuck off. You didn't listen. So, I mean, what do you want? What do you want from me? All right? Like, look, sure. It's not cool to be mean, but if somebody says, hey, back off, you should probably listen. There is a reason they said that. And you should trust people to know their own tolerances. Okay? Yeah, sure. Some people are bad at that. But if somebody says stop, no, do not pass go, you should listen. You should absolutely listen. And it was taking every ounce of willpower I have not to lose my cool. Now, if it had been like probably anybody else, and like this person had physically been there, oh yeah, no, I don't think that would have happened. It would have ended a lot differently. I also understand that there are things that you cannot unsay. Now, when I am like this, I give exactly zero fucks. Like, I do not care. And that's because I've been pushed too much. And this has happened like a couple times in my life where somebody's just pushed me way too far, ignored all the warning signs, ignored me saying, stop, do not go, this is not okay, like, get leave off. And at that point I had like what felt like no choice but to like lose my shit, because it was the only way that this person was gonna get that, no, this is not fucking okay. Yeah, so neither here nor there. But that was the end of my week. That was Saturday. That was the end. That was shit. That was yesterday. Wow, it feels like it was like a lot longer ago than that. I ended up leaving early. Not because of that, just there was nothing for me to do. And I left early the day before too, because basically same reason. There was really nothing more for me to do, and I didn't just fucking continue to be there. So yeah. Anyway, I communicated to a very small degree, to dinner date. Because that's what they asked me out for. Originally, that is. Like that day, I'm like, I'm having a really bad day. And I want to go home and go to sleep. Like, I want to sleep through the weekend. Now, okay. When I tell you, and I want to sleep through the weekend, I haven't forgotten that you said that you wanted to hang out with me. I fucking remembered. But that is me in the best and like only way I can communicating to you. That's probably not going to happen. And that's like the gentlest I can be. All right. Now, I said this to this person. They heard and understood what I said, that the week and that day in particular had been bad. And then they were like, oh, hey, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, no. Okay, so this is where it's like, what? They're like, oh yeah, well, talking about it can help sometimes. No, it doesn't fucking help me to talk about it. Okay. I don't feel better. I don't feel any stress relief. I don't feel any kind of good. It really is just steeping in the tea and making it fucking bitter. That's what it is. Okay, so some people, sure, they get it out of their head, they get it off their chest, they feel heard, and it's great for them. I am not one of those people at all. Ranting, while is something I on occasion will in fact do, is not stress relief insofar that I feel better after doing it. I don't. It actually just gets me all worked up again. So, ill-advised, okay? This is not the first time this person has said stuff like this to me. Just, oh yeah, no, like offering an opinion I did not want, was not interested in, because it's what they thought, how they felt, or their observation. Not an observation specifically pertaining to me, not based off of knowing me, none of that. Because if they did, they would have known better. Would have known. Because I'm pretty forthright about this. Like, no, like if I want an opinion, if I want help, I will let you know. If I do not expressly ask for help, and you want to help, that's great. Ask me if I want help. If I say no, or I'm good, or I got this, stop immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, or I will send your ass to jail. It's amazing how much people do not listen to that too. And so, and here's me, random person on the internet, advising you. If you want to help someone, ask them. Consent is important. If you are somebody who wants help, express that. And if everybody asks and everybody is just forthright of, hey, look, I need to vent, or hey, I need to talk about this, or hey, I need you to listen, or hey, I need your ideas about this, then everybody's good. Like, then there's no question about like what people are seeking, what they want, and what they're open to. Unfortunately, most people are not good about this, either on the asking or the, the giving or the receiving end. It's asking on both ends. And so this is part of why we have this problem, at least in the culture that I live in, is that people they're not clear about what they want. They just expect people to get it. They don't make a clear ask. And people who are not sure do not seek clarification. And so just offer. And so like it makes this unspoken thing that like people assume that because you're talking about a problem, you want help with it. You want them to solve it. And while there is a good portion of the population that's like that, there are people like me who are not like that at all. And so this becomes a major problem. Right? Because no thanks. No fucking thanks. And what's more, this is what makes it worse, at least for me. Then people don't listen. Right? You say, no, I'm good. I'm not interested. And people just insist. Ill-advised. Ill-advised to the nth degree. So yeah, practice asking, folks. You know, whether it's wanting to get help or give, ask. Now, and look, it's a process. If you have functioned in this way your entire life, and this is, you know, the environment that you're raised in and the things that influence you, if this is how everything behaved, sure, it's going to take some concerted effort to get past, but you can do it because you are born not knowing how to do anything. And so you can learn. You can. It's promise you it's possible. But yeah, like, so, and that keeps happening. They keep saying things like that, like just contrary to what I am saying, communicating, expressing, as if I don't know myself, as if I haven't considered an alternative, as if they know me or what I need, want better than I do. And, oh, no, I'm good. And I don't know that they get it. I don't. But I'm not capable of nicely saying, back the fuck off. Like, I don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna keep the peace and not fly off the handle, because that's really the best I can do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm under so much stress and strain at this point. Asking me to do anything extra is ill-advised to just so much. And look, if you don't know me, I get it. You don't know me. That's why this is the best I can do. The best I can do is not fly off the handle and chop your head off. I'm trying not to go Madame Guillotine with it. All right. That's the best I can do. I can't do any better than that. Don't fucking ask me. No. Yeah. So I expressed a dinner date before this coffee situation was outlined. Like on the previous weekend, I was like, say, look, I don't feel good. I felt like crap all day. And I did. I had a headache all freaking day. And at the point that they were talking to me that evening, which was a week ago, I still had a headache. I did not know if it was going to go away, when it was going to go away, if it was going to get worse, if it was going to just stay where it was. I had no idea. I don't typically get headaches. And so I'm a big baby. And I leveled with them. I said, look, if you want to hang out, we can do this. I'm going to tell you right now, probably not going to be the best company. Ball is in your court. I had taken a shower. I had gotten dressed. I had attempted to look like a person. So, like, I had done things with the idea that I was going to go out and see this person. Now, the other thing is, remember I said, I don't eat dinner. And even when I do eat dinner, it is so much earlier than like 6-7 o'clock at night. Like it would have been 6:30 before I could have gone anywhere. Like anywhere at all. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah. Like that wasn't gonna happen. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that's right. I'm just making sure that I'm doing this right. So, all right. This is the stats. I got a headache. Okay. I don't eat dinner anyway. I didn't want to go. It was getting late. And here's the other thing. Here is the other thing. Did I know where we were going? No. Did they make any plans or talk to me about this at any point during the week. No. That, now I gotta be honest with you, that kind of communicates to me, all right, that you're not fucking serious. Because if you were serious, you would have covered all those bases. You would have hammered out the details. And it's really difficult for me to think that you were seriously interested in pursuing any kind of anything beyond idle chit chat if you were not putting in the effort. I wonder. And the politest thing that I can do is just say nothing. Right? That's because I can't fix my face, I can't fix my tone of voice, can't fix my attitude, can't do any of those things. I would be disingenuous if I did. So not gonna. But like that, like, are you interested? Like, are you? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, I did not feel any kind of way about saying, look. I mean, that's not true. I kind of felt bad. Like, I felt like I was flaking. And I felt mildly guilty about that. Okay. But I also wanted to cancel this, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? This meeting. Like, within seconds of making it. And I thought that, like, all week, okay? I used, like, all of my chill, not flaking sooner, for no apparent reason, okay? So, then I was like, you know what? I will level with them. I was like, we got on the phone. I said, hey, look, I feel really bad for, like, flaking. But I honestly don't feel good. And I don't want to be a wet blanket to people if I can help it. Like, even to friend, I don't want to be dour, Debbie Downer. I don't. I mean, now, to be honest with you, I'm depressed, so I'm kind of always like that. But there's times when we're, like, extra, all right? So, I was trying to be kind. That seems the best course of action. So we talked. I said, look, hey, real talk, I don't actually eat dinner. Inviting me out to dinner, not a great idea. I was trying to be polite. Probably would have absolutely not eaten anything. To which they replied, oh, I have no problems eating in front of people who aren't eating. And I'm like, I can understand that, but generally that is considered rude. So we have yet another impasse, right? Their observance of decorum is apparently no. And apparently I'm a little too old school. Whatever. So this is all pointing in the direction of, not a great idea. Can you hear friend in my head? I can hear friend in my head. I can hear it. I can hear it really loud. So, I said, it's also really late. And it's getting dark. And I gotta be honest with you. I finished my errand for the evening. And I did not want to do anything else. Like, I have to go to work the next day. I've had a full weekend. I have a headache still. Not feeling it. And they were like, yeah, no, sure, that's fine. I kind of don't feel like doing anything, going anywhere. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you didn't want to do anything, you didn't feel like it, you should have just. Why did you wait for me to cancel? Like, are you trying? Like, again, this communicates to me that you're not interested, but you are not willing to say that. And so I'm really confused about what's going on. Now, on the other hand, I don't really care. I don't have any specific attachment to this person. I don't really feel any kind of way strongly about them. So I'm unbothered however it turns out. But I know that. And if I'm asked that, I will absolutely state that in no uncertain terms. It is my observation, though, most people do not. They do not want to know that. They're not prepared to hear stuff like that. And so people don't ask. Okay. Which, look, that's fair. That's fair. I get it. People don't want to know. And you shouldn't ask questions to which you do not want the answer. That's a bad practice. It really, really is. All right. So I said, okay, probably a better bet is tea or coffee. Now, I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. And I didn't state why, but we've already gone through that in this video. Like, it's lower key. It's easier to go Dutch that way. And you can make those gatherings as long, as short as possible, or, as you want to. And for me, they're also going to happen earlier in the day. I'm not going to have a coffee date at 7 o'clock at night. Like, I'm trying to make that needs to happen and be done with, like, by 2. All right. So it was agreed upon that we'd go get tea. And I made a suggestion. I did not ask this person out. I said, here is a suggestion, and therefore I am not taking full responsibility for coordinating anything after that. And they were like, well, I don't go out for tea or coffee, so I don't know where to go. And I'm like, I don't go out for tea or coffee either. Because how I take my tea is very specific. And so I don't need to go out to go get it. Unless we're talking to the store to buy the tea. All right, that's where I need to go out. I understand how I sound. And I'll have you just calm down. Now, my suggestion merely would have been to go to Starbucks, just because I know the place is coffee, right? I know the place is tea. I know the place is juice. I know the place is fucking water. I know the place is snacks. Like, we could have made it work. All right. There are Starbucks all over the town that I live in. So we would have worked it out. And my general consensus when it comes to these kind of things is I like to pick a spot between both people. So that nobody is like going out of their way. And the only time that doesn't work is like when you live in completely different towns and there's literally like nothing worth stopping at in the middle. And there's a couple of places like that around here where you might as well just go all the way to the town because there's nothing worth in the middle. And if you're not familiar with the route, there's no reason for you to even fucking know that. All right. Which is fine. But that way, if you do have a bad time, the reason I suggest meeting in the middle is that nobody spent too much time on the road, spent too much gas. And so at least there's that, right? It's got like a whole system in my head, okay? Like for real. So, again, no further details were hammered out. This is all last week. At no point did they ask. At no point did they touch base. So again, I'm really feeling that you're not actually serious. And me, I, generally speaking, could not care any less than I already do about anything. Like, I care, like, the absolute least about pretty much everything. So, if you don't touch base with me, then you're telling me you're not actually interested, and so I don't give a shit. I probably already didn't give a shit to begin with, but I'm not gonna ask questions on your behalf, right? Like that is literally, that's not my job. Like, if you want to know something, because here's the thing, right? The reason I don't go out of my way for this kind of stuff is I do not like setting a precedent that I am the one who always does everything. Because in the past, that's exactly what has happened. Because I am organized, because I am detail-oriented, because I am methodical and logical, I end up being the only one who does that. And so no one else takes the initiative at any point, ever. And sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'm stressed. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I have got too much going on and I do not have the bandwidth. And I need someone who is gonna, like, I don't know, ante up. Look, this association thus far has not proven that this is the kind of person who does any of that. And I'm not upset about it. I really don't care. But it's also kind of giving me all the information I need about this person. So I don't give a shit. So today, I get a good morning. I was in the middle of stuff, so I didn't respond. At some point later, I get a, hey, so did you still want to meet up today? And I'm just thinking, what? I told you I didn't feel well. I told you I wanted to sleep all weekend. I told you I had a week from hell. I said last Sunday that I probably wasn't gonna feel better this Sunday. Just because I've been feeling like shit, like, basically unendingly. And it was just statistically likely that I was gonna continue to feel like shit. Like, unless my day, like, or my week just, like, went supernova awesome, not gonna happen. Yeah. Like, yeah. So, okay, guy, whatever. The plot thickens. All right, you ready? You ready? I'm ready. The response to me was, oh, that's probably for the best. I think I hurt myself and I don't know how I did it and I still don't feel great. What? If that was a factor, which it sounds like it was, you should have led with that. And if I recall correctly, the exact verbiage was earlier last week. Okay? Which means they've known about it for more than a day. And at no point did they bring this up. I do not think you are serious, my guy. I really, really don't. You're starting to sound like a flake. You're starting to sound like you're not really interested and you're just, like, going along with it. And that's just, like, your modus operandi. Which is, no, I've dated people like that. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not a take it or leave it kind of person. Either we're hell yeah or we're hell no. Like, that's the point I am in my life. And hell no is okay. That's fine. That's totally 100,000% fine. So, needless to say, we did not go out. Now, between me, you, and the rest of the internet, or anybody who comes across us, I am stressed out. I have a shit ton of things to do. I am busy. I would really, really, really like to catch up on some work. I've been trying to do that. I've been having the damnedest time. Like, I can't seem to get caught up. And I have absolutely communicated that to anybody who's talked to me. And some of it's probably because the backlog is just enormous, right? It's enormous and it's too much for, like, one person to reasonably do. So sure, probably not going to happen. Fine. 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 That makes sense. Am I gonna still try to catch up? I mean, yeah. Why? Because I'm that kind of person. That's basically it. So, if I'm given the opportunity to go out and do something or work, I gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna choose to work. Now, again, that friend in my head friend, is like, hey, head pigeons. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a laugh later. It's like, hey, you can't do this and make this happen. So against the grain, which is really uncomfortable, I go and I try and I try and I try and I try and I try. And look, sure, it doesn't seem to be working, but I'll try one more time. One more time. So, here we are. Yeah. Whatever, though, right? Whatever. I'll just be single forever. That's fine. It's not fine, but it's looking like it's what we're going to be doing. So, eh. I mean, there's worse things, I guess. I'm really not happy with it, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of things I can do about it. Like, I mean, trying, and like, obviously what I'm trying is not working. So, we need to try some different tech. Clearly. But I don't know how to do that either. Right? I literally don't know what I'm doing. No idea. So, there we go. Sorry. So yeah. Meanwhile, Cling Wrap, that's what we've named him. Also, Mr. Cellophane. Reasonable substitution. And if I could get that song as a ringtone, oh god, yeah. I would absolutely make that his ringtone. That is so not nice, but it is funny as shit. Okay. So the thing with Cling Wrap, I don't know if I've talked about this person before. They're coming on a little strong. And I'm trying to be super chill about it. Because what I don't want, ever, for any reason, from anybody, is for you to completely change who and what you are to suit me. Don't do that. Be yourself. Either I like it or I don't. And if I don't like it, that's okay. Then that probably means it's not a good fit. Now, is this possibly a sweet person? I mean, for the most part, sure. For the most part. We had a conversation the other day in which they expressed distaste for a decision that I was making, and all I could think was, well, that's rude as shit, and I didn't fucking ask you. And it ran through my head. It did not come out my mouth. Right? Couth was exercised. Get a gold star. But it also told me, if this had any potential, that kind of set it on fire. So I was talking to OJ. OJ is the coworker. Not work friend. That's we're gonna call that person wife. We have a running joke that's my wife and I'm their wife, and we'll have to go over that at some point. Maybe today. I don't know. Anyway, OJ. Juice. Okay, Juice. So Juice. I look down at I'm at work. I look down at my phone, and Cling Wrap is calling me, and I'm just like, what is going on right now? I'm at work. What? I'm just staring at my phone in disbelief, right? Because I listen to music while I'm at work to pass the day. to get through it, to not like have a conniption fit. All right. It's the last vestige of my sanity. And I don't want it interrupted by a phone call, but I can't like turn off some of the notifications and turn on some of them. Like, I can't do that. And there's certain people I don't mind hearing from while I'm at work. This person, it's not making that list. So, by the way, I heard from this person. According to my phone, 1 o'clock in the morning, they tried to call me. I was not available. In fact, it's 10 o'clock right now. I wasn't available as of an hour ago. I've decided that is one of my dating rules, is once it hits 9 o'clock, it is pumpkin time. I am no longer available for conversation. If you do not know me like that, I cannot talk to you. And most people do not know me like that, so do not call me. Do not text me. Now, I left Cling Wrap a voicemail. I left him a voicemail because I don't like texting. And usually, early on in my conversations with people, I express that. It's usually one of the first things out of my mouth, to be honest with you. I hate texting because texting is such an easy way to begin an argument. Right? And it's usually avoidable if you just had a damn conversation with somebody. Okay? And so, given the opportunity, rather talk to you than text. I know I'm not the only person who's like that. And I'm delighted when I find somebody else who's like that. Also, as you can see, I work with my hands a lot. Both in my businesses and at work, at the day job. It is not convenient for me to text either. So, pass. I can absolutely, it's like, see, look, I've been talking to you the whole time. I can absolutely talk and, you know, I can absolutely talk and do something else. And I'm almost always doing something else. Just because necessity, right? I don't actually have enough time to single task most of the time. And the only time I single task is when my brain is just like, nope, I'm too tired, I'm not doing anything. So, I expressed this and said voicemail. I said, hey, look, you're the worst. You didn't answer the phone. I hate texting. Not the way to talk to me. And also, if you do decide to try and text me and have a conversation with me that way, oh, good luck. Like, that's actually kind of a surefire way for me to not ever talk to you again. If that is what you're relying on. Because no, damn it. So, they call me. Not all the time, okay? But they exclusively call me. They don't leave messages. They just call me at random times. Now, let me remind everybody, I have 3 jobs. I work a lot. I'm extremely busy. I do not have a ton of time to just kick back and have a conversation with someone. And this person's called me, I think while I was getting ready for work. Worst time for anybody to talk to me, because you're probably going to hear me say fuck a lot. Why? Because I'm rushing and I'm dropping stuff and I'm forgetting things and I'm irritated, and you're not going to get a good side of my personality. So, like, buyer beware. right? Right when I get off work, I'm trying to get home as soon as possible so I can walk the bug and go off to the gym. And I'm not going to have a conversation in the gym because they frown upon that. And that's fine. That would be one of the few times where I'm as close to tasking as I can get, because I'm listening to music while I'm working out. And it's just to kind of like help me get motivated and stay motivated. Because let me tell you, whew, do not want to do. All right. So, um, not a good time either. Anytime after 9 o'clock, no, and hell no. If you are not tight with me, aka if you are not friend, do not fucking call me after 9 o'clock. The only other time it is acceptable to call me after 9 o'clock is if it's a goddamn emergency. And we still need to be tight to some degree, because while I will do whatever I can for whom I can when I can, I am extremely distrustful of people. And my goodwill tends to be abused. And so I am wary as shit about people basically asking for it. Especially if I don't know you well. So, needless to say, I've talked to this person on the phone, I think twice, because they ended up calling me back after I left the initial voicemail. And then I was out during my lunch break grabbing something to nosh. And I happened to answer the phone and not really think about it. But I also had like time constraints. And look, I will give Cling Wrap, I will give Guy credit. I said, hey, I'm on my lunch break right now. I'm out at the store. And he did not keep me on the phone for long, which I appreciate, because I really wanted to enjoy my lunch in fucking peace, aka don't fucking talk to me. And I was at the store, like walking around, like picking stuff up, idly muttering to myself, trying to make sure that I got everything I needed, because I can just frequently forget shit. And I don't know, maybe me muttering to myself was like a, hey, you don't have my full attention sign to him. I don't know. Nobody has my full attention ever, so don't feel any kind of way about that. I don't know. I do not know. So there's some other things about this situation. They came on really strong, like out the gate, and they're a slow talker. And I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not. And I don't know, there's something about somebody who is a slow talker that makes my eye twitch. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, I have some ideas, but I keep that to myself. Well, let me tell you, we're on our last pass of this 4-row repeat, by the way. So we're going to be wrapping this up soon. But like, seriously. So like this prospect's not looking great either. I'm gonna be honest with you. To be fair, not one has actually looked good for more than a couple of seconds. There's always been some kind of red flag. It might have been tiny, and it might have been way off in the distance, and so I hadn't gotten close enough to make it out yet. But I haven't met anybody, for the most part, that hasn't thrown up some red flags at one point. So, oh yeah, oh. I guess we're gonna get. Are we gonna work with it? I think we're gonna work with it. So, When I started working where I'm working, I was one of 2 femme identifying people there. Okay, now I'm the only one there. And when I started, there was the store manager, the service manager, the customer service person, and then the people in the back, which is a grand total of 4, me included. The store manager dipped at some point, like literally just poof, just bolted, which left the service manager to have to step into the role that he was neither comfortable nor trained for, while also doing his job. Hey, friend! You're right in time for story time. I just looked up and saw you. So, while the store manager fucking dipped, just no warning, and like, really, that was a dick move. You don't need to explain your life or your personal situation to your coworkers or work, but something to the effect of not telling one person 30 minutes before you left that you weren't coming back probably would have been better. I don't think that the store manager knew literally only 30 minutes before. I'm pretty sure he had an inkling. And so he could have said something sooner, which meant that would have given the person who was going to have to step into his role some time to learn some stuff. And I don't think it was an accident that he went that route, especially given all the stuff that came to my attention afterwards. Anyway, so we've got the 2 people in the front instead of 3 now, and the 4 people in the back. Well, the 2 people in the front were then run ragged because really the store needs 3 people in the front, not 2. Because when it gets busy, there's other shit going on. And those people in the front are handling customers. They're not running the operations of the entire business, which is what the store manager is doing. So there was nobody to do that. And neither of the 2 of them knew how to do that because that wasn't their job. I do it a lot, actually, like a lot. So, me and the other femme get thick as thieves, to quote the vernacular. And there's some other stuff that I will not go into because it's not my fucking business to tell somebody else's story, blah, 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 blah. They also needed a friend and some support throughout all this. And so that ended up being me, which is fine. I'm a decent friend person. Fast forward like 2 months. Okay, so I have been the shoulder this person has like leaned on. I have been the tough love person. I have been the one that just pops in the front and is like, hey, are you fucking okay? And it's been like supportive and like a nice person. And look, I don't know this person. I just met them. Okay, this is just the kind of person I am. I do have a tendency to kind of look in on people. So we become friends. And apparently I'm like one of the few people to do this for this person ever. And they've never really had anybody outside their family who was like there for them. And I'm just like, this is just how I am. So store manager comes back and notices that we're thick as thieves and comments on it. And it's like, you were gone for 2 months. Why do you think everything was gonna like freeze in a time loop? You know, because you were gone. Like, shit kept happening. Operations went on. Days passed. And like, when he left, he left. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. And he was close with this person. And they didn't hear from him. Like, nobody had any idea what was going on. And, to some degree, nobody's business. That's fine. But still, that was like a super shitty way to handle that. So, this person is going through a breakup. At the same time, all this stuff is happening. So, it's super busy. They're dealing with the grief of a relationship failing, and it was a relationship they were in for several years. And then there's all this other complicated bullshit behind it. And in the process of this, I've been trying to date. Like, I've been doing this for like the last, God, it's going to be 3 years soon. That's appalling. And I was like, hey, you should date. They're like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, I don't give a shit whether you think you can do it. Do it anyway. And reasoning. So I said, hey, look, even if this just helps you get through this time period, just go out and have fun with somebody else. See that you can be around other people, have a good time, and your, enjoyment levels and whatnot are not restricted to like this singular person, right? Like, you can have friends. You can have like just fun. Just it. That's no strings attached fun. Like, we're not even talking about anything carnal. I mean, just hanging out and having a good time, shooting the shit with someone. Totally, absolutely should be doing that. So, and they were like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm like, doesn't fucking matter if you're ready. Because nobody said you're getting into a relationship. Nobody said you're rebounding. Nobody said you're hooking up. You're just hanging out. That's all you're doing. And part of it was because, from what I gathered, the person that they were dating was kind of a giant asshole. And it's really easy to internalize that kind of thing and think that you're the problem. No, because you don't need to like ante up anything. Like, you can talk once and that be it. Or you can talk all the time. Or you can like talk sometimes. It's just whatever. Doesn't matter. So here's the thing. So we become thick as thieves. And at some point I said, look, if you're gonna go hang out with anybody, tell me where you're going for safety's sake, right? Because you don't need to become a statistic, right? That's not cool. And you also can't live your life afraid of fucking everything. You can't do that. That's not living. That's not going to work. So, I have an attitude problem. So I will be quite fine to ruin some guy's day if he fucks with my friend. I'm okay with that. I'm ready. Like, I am ready. So I said, hey, look, and also, if you're meeting somebody closer to me, I am probably in a position to jump in the car and go help you a lot sooner than anybody else you know. So just a heads up for safety's sake. And that's, they were going to do that anyway, apparently. And I'm like, that's fine. So a couple of times, like, I've been trying to date for years. I have online dated before. I know how this whole shtick works, and I know what a trash fire it is. This person does not. They have literally only dated 4 people. They have got like 6-7 years on me. It's really strange. No judgment, but that's just, okay. And sometimes they're like, I don't know what this means. Or I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, I'm not going to bullshit with you. So if I think something's fishy or something's not right or something doesn't add up, I'm going to tell you, hey, that's not cool. This isn't okay. Case in point, one guy claims to make a lot of money. Well, first of all, don't believe him. Like, right there. Like, why do you need to tell me that? Right? Who are you trying to impress? I'm a stranger. That's not necessary information for me to fucking know. Wants to take work wife out. And she brought it up to me and the service manager, who's like low-key friend to her. And I was like, oh, hell no. Don't do it. Do not do it. And she's just like, why? And I'm like, that does not add up. There is something fishy about that. And that sucks. So I went and said, hey, if any guy gives you lip, just tell him. And it was a joke. It was a joke, really. I was like, just tell him that your wife told you don't have fucking permission to go out of town with him. And I was like, that will screw with some guy's mind. 9 ways to Sunday. Because we're reasonably tight like that for the fact that we haven't known each other super, super long. And so the running joke is now that that's my wife and I'm her wife. And I'm not allowed to go and do anything because my wife didn't okay it and her wife didn't either. So it's just fucking hilarious. And at one point, she stopped in because she works at another store now. And the store manager said something. And I'm like, yeah, my wife is not okay with that. And he was like, wife? And so I'm like, hold on. I grabbed her arm. I'm like, this is my wife. He's like, oh, I was like that. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking like that. Whatever. What of it? You missed the beginning of it. So it's not as good without like the whole story. But that's the running gag, is that's work wife. But also, because I'm the only femme-identifying person there, I'm also shop wife. Like, or shop mom. Right? So if you want to know where any of the fucking tools are, I probably know where they are. Because, I don't know, I pay attention. I put things back. I make note of where things are. I know where things are supposed to be. And sometimes I will, as I walk by something, put it where the fuck it needs to go. Instead of, like, randomly on the shop floor. And so whenever somebody comes back there and looks like they're looking for something, like, wherever in the shop I am, I will look up and I'm like, what are you looking for? And I'll tell them exactly where the hell it is. Which would be the other half of the, like, work wife story. Is that I always know where everything is. And it's just, it tickles me pink and purple. Because it's that, the whole house mom thing, like, that's a thing in some other industries. And the title is given to somebody who takes care of things, right? They mom. That's it. And it's fucking cracks me up. I also bring snacks for everybody and cook. And, like, when I go to the store to grab something to eat or leave, I'm like, hey, does anybody want anything? Because I look after people. So, this is what I do. Oh, anyway. We've got 3 more rounds or rows to do. So, I think it's fucking hilarious. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So, yeah, I've decided also that apparently I think I'm just going to give up on trying to date. I mean, not in every single way possible, right? But I'm not actively going to, like, put any effort into the process at this point. Instead, I'm going to focus on work and kind of, I don't know, become more of a workaholic than I already am. Which, look, we're not saying that that's a great idea. We're not saying that that's wise. No. What I am saying is, it's what I'm going to end up doing. And it's what I'm going to end up doing because at least if I put more effort into work, I'll have something to show for it. I do not. I have put effort into dating, and I gotta tell you, I don't think I have anything but frustration to show for it. They call it the dating pool, right? And I've heard it described that it's like somebody peed in the pool at this point. And I gotta tell you, I don't think that that's an inaccurate, like, estimation. I described it to a friend of mine who is soon going to be geographically closer. They, like, lived in another state and they're, like, going to be closer, like, in the same state. And that's going to be cool. Because I will actually be able to go out and hang out with this person And that is a strong consideration of mine, to be perfectly honest, as long as they're immutable. And I said, and like, you know what? This dating, the dating pool, like, we're not going to say it's shallow, but it's got some scum in it. Like, it's got pond scum in it. And their comment to that was, that sounds pretty apt. And I'm like, I mean, it is, though. It is. Like, some of the stuff that I see, it's like, I can't imagine why you're single, bro. I really can't. Like, there's so much hostility. There's so much non-committal bullshit. Like, it's not clear what you're trying to do. You are not putting forth any effort at any point. But you want to have words about, you want to have words about, you know, it's things not working out or not being able to get dates or not meeting anybody, but like you're doing not even the bare minimum, but like nothing. Like you put a sign out like in tiny letters that says, I might be single in your yard, and it's facing towards your house. Right. I mean, come on. What do you want? What do you want for doing that? Like, and look, whatever. To each their own. Whatever floats your boat. I don't fucking care. But if your boat is leaky and it starts to sink, I don't think you should be shocked. Okay, I really don't. And some people seem to just not understand. Now, collectively, I will say that it seems that everybody I've spoken to who's trying to date, like, their experiences are all relatively the same. It's extremely difficult. It's not working out. And I think it's probably a combination of things. Like, a lot of people do not know how to conduct conversations. They don't ask questions. They don't offer anything up. They're not curious. They're not actual participants. They're just kind of there in the same proximity. And it's like participation award. Like, no, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, you don't get a gold star because you showed up. Like, you have to actually put some effort forth. And I'm sorry, you haven't. So, yeah, there we go. I don't know. But at least, like, so I've almost been working on this for 2 hours. And in this time, I've gotten almost, what is it? The better part of 5 repeats done. I had 1 done. I think 1 started. So I did 4.5 of the repeats. I have something to show for the effort that I put forth. And that's more than I can say for trying to date. So, sure. That seems to be what we're doing. Which is fine. Whatever. This is like a lot more aesthetically pleasing than, a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I did have somebody pop back in my life after some complete radio silence. So I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream that I've had that happen. This person, we were actually like reasonable friends and liked talking to each other, and things got messy and complicated and difficult in their life, and they became too busy to have conversations with me, and that's fine, right? Shit happens. And every now and then I've like dropped them a text and be like, hey, just making sure you're all right. But there's like a limit to how much effort I'm going to put forth in that situation. Like if I reach out and you say nothing, and that happens like 2-3 times, oh yeah, no, I'm not going to reach out anymore. Why? Because you have made it clear to me that you're not actually interested in talking to me. And I am not one to beat a dead horse. So, I'm not deleting or blocking the number. I'm just not going to give it any kind of precedence. All of a sudden, I hear from them the other morning. And they were like, hey, did you still want to hang out? And I'm like, I mean, sure. And that was my answer. And that was an honest answer at the time. And at this point, like, it's had some time to, like, sink in. And I'm like, I have a feeling this is going to go like all the other times. And I think that given how the situation has gone thus far, I don't think this is what I'm looking for. So, sure, I'll hang out. We'll probably shoot the shit and have a good friend time. And that's probably it. And that's okay. That is okay. I don't need it to be anything other than that. And like I said, I don't need any more friends. Like, so if I don't, like, make another friend, and I don't know, I feel vaguely conflicted about it just because, like, we tried to hang out several times. And I, thank you very much, was not the problem. I was going to make things work. It was them that kept being the problem. Like, I was on my way, on the road to see them, and they flipped out. And look, hey, you're a person. You're allowed to be a person. But, like, that happened not to that extent. But the flaking out, like, happened twice more. And I mean, how many times? How many times before you're just like, never mind. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had, like, an answer for that. And I don't think it's as simple as having a set answer either. Because the thing with it is like, look, people have bad days. Things come up. Things don't work out. That's not really actually a big deal. But when something is a pattern, things to make you go, for 200, Alex. And admittedly, again, like, I don't think that this person is a good fit for what I want. By proxy, I doubt that I'm a good fit for what they want. Like, this person does not live in the same town that I do. I am not relocating. That is not on the table with anybody, by the way. And I have my reasons. And I don't do long distance. That's not really my shtick. Because I like for the person that I'm seeing, I like for them to be close enough that it's easy peasy for me to go and, like, visit them and hang out with them. I don't want it to be like a whole ass thing. And that's, like, another aspect of the situation, right? Is they're far enough away that there's a reasonable degree of planning to meet someone who lives in close proximity to you, like, not next door, right? Are you both off work? Do you both have time? Are you both feeling up to it? When you add a concerted distance into it, that makes the effort even more. It's one more factor. It is one more variable to contend with. And again, that can just be sometimes just one thing too far. And I think we can argue that can apply in this situation. Which, again, fine. No bigs. I'm really not broken up about it. Do I like this person? Yes. Do I like talking to them? Yes. Am I seeking anything beyond that? Nah, not really. Now, to be fair, I'm not really seeking anything beyond that with anybody. I've grown tired of the rat race, as it were. And I want to sit down. And, like, I don't know. It does feel to a point like I've been beating a dead horse or beating my head against a wall, like trying to make something work that, like, clearly doesn't want to work. I also have some other stuff. in the works, in minds, on my mind, that I have to contend and deal with. So, yeah. And I'm probably just gonna bother with that instead. Because that stuff I can actually do something about, right? This other stuff, not so much. So that's fine. I guess being single has grown on me enough that I don't really notice it so much. Like, I have so many other things calling my attention that I do notice that I don't have a whole lot of, I guess, bandwidth to even pay attention to this. Like, I don't really feel any kind of way about it. Like, am I happy about it? No. But I have enough distracting me and on my mind and at the forefront that it's kind of small potatoes. Which, again, it's fine. It's fine. So, I think I deserve cake after all this, by the way. And anybody who watches this later, I hope that you've enjoyed story time. Yeah, I need to get my life together. Yeah, that right there seems a worthwhile pursuit. Because I can actually make headway on that. I think. It's not really a guarantee. I certainly have other stuff I can be doing. I gotta finish reorganizing my kitchen too. I was trying to put everything that could be made into a meal like together at the same time. I think I might make chili here soon. This is gonna require me to bake though, because I'm gonna make chili. Okay. And then I'm going to make cornbread, obviously. And my cornbread is way more like cake. I might do it tomorrow and bring in some with me to give to Gumby and Juice. Thinking about it. Jackass and Sunshine can starve for all I care. And the grump in the back with us, I don't think he gives a shit. And that's fine. I'm unperturbed by this. He doesn't care. I don't care. Nobody feels any kind of way about it. It's fine. It's literally fine. Speaking of it's literally fine, check this out. So now we have got this part, and we have got this other part, and we have finished this section. So the next section is going to look like this, and that's what that looks like. So that you can see it. There we go. That looks nice. And all the lace pretty much looks like that. I mean, it's not all exactly the same. Like, this portion was really small, and this one was a little bigger. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here. I need to set this up for photographing tomorrow so I can do some more work on it this week. And need to do some other stuff, like continue cleaning my kitchen and probably meal plan for this week. Like, yeah, I have eggs, which I never have eggs in my house, so I might bake just because I have eggs. But so long, farewell, Effie, just saying goodbye. If you did miss this, I hope that you catch the replay. And if you don't catch the replay, I'm going to probably right after this link my YouTube so that you can go over there and see all the other stuff that I'm doing that's up there already. So, toodles!